Hey guys, y'all want to learn how to make Kagune? Stay tuned. What's up guys, right here. Today I'm going to do like I'll just say this. We're going to make a Kagune. Um, my friend Benere wanted to learn how to do like a sort of like a rigging, like a model. Let's say you have like a tail that you want to add to your game. You want to like animate it along with your character. You can do that and stuff. So I was like, I can combine that with like a Kagune tutorial. So first things first, you want, just your studio. Um, you want to go to model, and if you look at the top right where my cursor is, click on insert object, and then in search object, search up mesh part, and just enter. And they have a mesh part. Okay. So now we're gonna need to hop into Blender and like model a Kagune. So, like I found the Kagune that I wanna like replicate. I like this. I just like searched up Kagune and seen it. So yeah, I'm gonna work on this in Blender. And then I'll be back with y'all once it's done modeled. Alright, so after you have your Kagune, right? I gave it like a little texture and stuff. So what you want to do is, if you have a texture like me, you want to open up the texture paint tab, click image, save as. I'm just gonna keep it as Kagune base. Go to my modeling folder, base image. Since that's already selected, we go to file, export, FBX, select the objects, 3D modeling, which is my folder, and save it as the base. And since these are all the same, I just need one of them. And this, I could just do the same. Then I'm just gonna save Blender. And then you can close out Blender, then go back into Roblox. So now we have the mesh part, right? What you want to do is go to the properties, click mesh ID, and click that like folder, and then you want to find like your mesh. So for me, it's the base ending in. So click yes, no, bam, and it should come out just like that. Okay, so if you have like a model, right, and sometimes you have like this clipping through type of look, open up Blender again, open up that same thing. I'm gonna do this for both just in case, but click on one of the segments, go to the wrench, add modifier, and solidify, which will make it like a solid type of object, fill in any gaps, and then you just re-export it. Just save it again, close it out, and that should have got rid of the like clipping. Yep. So now we have that. Then we're gonna make the other one. Put that over there. And we have that. Awesome. Okay, so now we want to get our character like into the map so we can like resize it to like fit our character. So what you want to do is click play. Have like your Explorer tab open. Click workspace. Click on your character. Copy. Stop playing. Workspace. Right click it and click paste into. Now your player is there. And put a spawn in here. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. So after we have our player, right? So what you want to just do is just resize the models, like line it up to your player. That, that. Make sure it's facing the right way. To be thick enough. Oh, it's too thick. Okay, that seems like a nice scale. Scale it down a little bit. Okay. And might have to scale this down a bit shorter and smaller. Okay. Try to get this lined up as good as we can. Okay, now I'm just gonna move it along that. I think one more second will be fine. Okay, now we have a Kagune, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're going to make we're gonna have to rig it. So in order to rig it, we're gonna need a certain plugin. There's a plugin. It's called Custom Character Creator. I don't remember where you can. Actually, yeah, if you go to Roblox, right? Go to Create Library, Plugins. It should be this plugin right here. I actually re-uploaded that. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, you can use that, and then when you have it, so now we want to just make like a regular part, and we're gonna call this humanoid root part because we need a humanoid root part to rig like the character, or to rig the tail or whatever, and just make it the same size as your player's humanoid root part. That's gonna be mine. Me and position them too. And position it as well. So that's when they're positioned. I'm gonna make this a bit transparent. I'm gonna make this another color too, just so you can see it better. Alright, so you see how we have it rigged, right? Now select all of them. Actually, before that, we gotta rename like all of these into different names. So we're gonna call this seg1, seg2, seg3, seg4, seg5, and seg6. Okay. So now you wanna select them all. If you wanna like select, left click and hold it, and just drag it over, and then click group at the top, and then we're just gonna call it Kagune. So then we have the name, we have it all set up and stuff. And do once again, so select all of them. I'm gonna just turn that off because I just don't want that to interact with shadows. What you want to do is check the maskless box and make sure the can collide and anchor are off, so like it doesn't like get you stuck or anything, or like the weld bug doesn't like happen. Okay, so now what you want to do is click on like the group, and then you see where it says primary part, click it, and then select humanoid root part. So now we have that. Click plugins, click on the custom character creator, and if like the other one is just like this, all you have to do is just select it, click edit, and then bind, right? So now when it says select the base part will be the humanoid root part. So you click that and then select the next part, which is seg1. And since there's a tail, we want it all connected. So now we're gonna select seg1, seg2, 3, seg3, seg4, seg4, seg5, and seg5 to seg6. And then if you want to edit it, you can. I'm gonna do that. Sorry about that. Level cards in the background. Okay, so we're just gonna line this up along the edge of the Kagune, like the segments. That's the segment part right there. We'll do that. Bring that down. Bring that down. Bring that down. Down. Last but not least, bring that down. Okay. So click back, then click finish, and just exit out. Okay. So now that we have that, right? We have to insert an animation controller. So just hover over the group, click the plus button, and then click on animation controller. And if you know the JoJo series, we're just gonna call this Anim Control. So now, actually we're gonna do this. Okay. So now we have like the model is like fully rigged. I'm just gonna move my character into place, right? So we can get how the animations will look. Should I teach y'all how to use Moon as well? I think Moon is for another tutorial. Yeah, I'll save that. I'm just gonna do the Kagune. Okay, so just click the animation editor. This is just like, I believe, the Roblox default. So just click that. Click on the model. And what are we gonna call this? We're gonna call this idle. Actually, when we call on the thing, we want it to come out. So let's do like, I don't know. What should we do? Activate. I guess activate. Right? And then I'm just gonna click the plus and add all. And they're all gonna start off like that. What if, let's do this first. So if your model is like rigged correctly, you should be able to do this correctly with no problems. Of course there's like a little break because I don't have like super tight models, like just like your starting Kagune or whatever, you know. So I'm just gonna make like a simple like animation for when I activate it. No. Do that. I'll do that. And I'll click the one, right? I want it to like show up out here. Okay. So when it spawns, it's gonna do that. And then I'm gonna have segment 1 come out a little bit. Segment 2 come out. I'm gonna angle that up. Okay, so I have my animation. You just see like a simple like activate animation. So we're gonna click the 3 dots. So I made the animation. Click the 3 dots. Make sure the animation priority is set to action. Export. And then we're gonna call this Kagune activate. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing, but for deactivating, just do one thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this animation but in reverse, and this is gonna be deactivating. So I'm just gonna pull those there, uh, uh, and that, and then that's it deactivating. We're just gonna export it. Kagune underscore deactivate, and then we're gonna make it idle animation. An idle animation. So do this, that, and that. So when it's out, right, about halfway, steady FPS. Yeah. So halfway. I want it to like sway back and forth. Or yeah, we can have it like sway like around a little bit. I'm gonna make this 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds long. Oh, not me that. This is too fast. So we're gonna make this super long. We're gonna make it like 5 seconds. 5 second mark. Do this. Yeah. 5 second mark. Okay, I'll dig with that. Gonna export that. I'm gonna call this Kagune. Excuse me. I'm gonna call this Kagune idle. So we have the 3 animations now, right? So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just duplicate it. Go into the model and make sure to make the humanoid root part transparent. Okay, so now we're gonna start on the scripting. Alright, so for the scripting, this will be fairly simple. We're going to insert a local script in starter pack. I'm gonna call it Kagune. Then in server script service, we're gonna make a regular script. I'm gonna call this Kagune handler. And replicated storage, we're gonna make a remote event. I'm gonna call it Kagune. So now in the local script, I'm gonna type in local player equals game colon get service players dot local player. Drop a few lines. Local RP, which RP is replicated storage for me. You can do RS as well. Yeah, let's just stick with RS. Game colon get service replicated storage. They're gonna do local Kagune, which is the remote's name. They're gonna do RS wait for child Kagune, right? And then we're gonna do local UIS, which is user input service. So we're gonna do game colon get service, user input service, and then we're gonna make two debounces or two booleans. So we're gonna do local debounce is equal to false and local active is equal to false, right? So now we're just gonna make a we could just do like a 1-second cooldown. Yeah, let's just do a 1-second cooldown. UIS.input begin colon connect function input dot, not input dot, but input comma is typing. If is typing, then return. Else if input, sorry about the word cut. Okay, so input dot key code, make sure this K and the C is capitalized or else it won't work, is equal to enum dot key code dot, let's say you want Q is like the activate button, just gonna set it as Q. Okay, so now we're gonna do two things. So we're gonna do an if statement and an else if statement. So I'm gonna set this up like this. Just give them some space. So in the first if statement, right, this is gonna be the one that activates it. So what we're gonna do is if debounce is equal to false and active is equal to true, I mean not true, false, then what it will do is, actually I don't think we need two. I think we could just use one. No, we'll use two. Okay, so we're gonna do debounce is equal to true, active is equal to true, right? And then we're gonna do Kagune colon fire server parentheses. Then under it, we're gonna do wait cooldown. And then we're gonna set debounce back to false. So active will continue to stay true because it's activated, but debounce is like for the button. So you will want to press the button again, but you want active to continually change throughout as well. So what you're gonna do is put active inside of the parentheses of fire server. And now in this script we're gonna not in this script, but yeah, in this script, but in this line, else if, right, we're gonna do debounce is equal to false because that will go back to false after that cooldown, and active is equal to true because this is when the Kagune is active. So then we're gonna set debounce back to true again. Active is equal to false, right? Kagune fire server parentheses active. I'm gonna do wait cooldown, then debounces back to false. So now that we have that, what you want to do is go up the script a little bit, copy the RS and the Kagune line, and just gonna paste it there, right? So now what we want to do is drag this model into the script. So what we're gonna do is go to Explorer, left click, hold it, and drag it, and you can use the scroll wheel to scroll up and down, and then just drag it into that script, right? And now inside this script, I'm gonna make two folders. So one is gonna be called animations, and the other is gonna be called model. So just drag the Kagune into model, right click on animations, insert object, type in animation, not animation controller, but animation. We're just gonna do duplicate it, and then we're gonna call this idle. I'm gonna call this activate. I'm gonna call this deactivate, right? So in order to get the IDs from the animations that you exported earlier, go to Roblox, create, and then under where you saved it, click on animations. I'll let this load up. And then we have the three, the Kagune, idle, deactivate, and the activate. So click Kagune idle. And you want to just copy the link. You can also just copy the numbers too, that works. Yeah, we'll just copy the numbers. And then just paste it inside. And do the same for the other two animations. So now we have all three of those. So now what we want to do is okay. So what we're gonna do is go into the server script, the handler, and do Kagune on server event colon connect function, and the parentheses, right? Whenever you're firing a remote, the first parameter is always player. The next one will be active, which is what we sent through right here. So now we're going to do the local character. We're going to get our player's character. Player character. We're going to also get the humanoid character. Wait, child humanoid, and a humanoid root part. So I just copy this line real quick. And then so now we're going to drop a few lines, and then we're going to do if statements inside of here. So we're going to do if active is equal to true, then, and I'm going to put a comment here, this activates the Kagune. Okay, and then we're going to do this one, we're going to do else if active is equal to false, and then I'm going to leave a comment, this deactivates the Kagune. Right, so now we want to inactive the if statement. We want to make a place where the Kagune will be stored, and we don't want to parent it to the character, because if you go into first person, I mean in first person you won't really need to see it though. Anyways, we're not gonna, should we parent it to the character? Yeah, because first person you're not gonna see it. But what happens is if you parent something to the character and you go into first person, say if like I had an explosion it will become invisible to me because of how like Roblox handles its first person stuff. But when you zoom out, you can see it again. Like, it's odd, but yeah. So now we're gonna do local. Actually, at the top, want to get the folders of the handler. So we're gonna do local animations is equal to script wait for child animations, and model is equal to script wait for child model. So now in the if statement, we're gonna do local Kagune. Actually, we don't want to name it that. We're gonna name it player Kagune, because if it was just Kagune, it will interrupt the name of the remote, and that will cause like some errors when like firing the remote and stuff. So player Kagune is equal to model wait for child Kagune, which is the name of the model that's inside of there. So this name can be Kagune, but not the variable name. Okay, so then we're gonna do clone, because multiple people will, like when you use a local script to a server script, you're not gonna have a server script for every player in the game. It's only one. So when you don't clone the model and you just parent it, it takes it out of the model, which causes errors for anybody else trying to use the script. So that's why we use clone. And then we're going to do player Kagune, and then we're going to get the humanoid root part dot humanoid root part. Let's see frame. It has, hold up. We're going to do wait for child humanoid root part dot c frame is equal to our humanoid root part dot c frame. And I just want to make sure real quick that the front is facing this way. I hope it is, but if it's not, we have a workaround. Yes, it is. Awesome. Okay. So we don't have to use workaround. Okay. So now we want to parent it to our character, right? So now, if you just tested this, right? The Kagune is gonna fall because it's not attached to our player. So what we want to do is, should we attach it to the lower torso? Yeah, we're gonna attach it to the lower torso. That's gonna look a lot better. So I'm gonna do local kweld is equal to instance.new manual weld. I'm gonna do kweld dot part 0 is the main part that's being welded. So we're gonna use the humanoid root part of player Kagune, right? That's gonna be the main part, and then part 1 is gonna be the thing that part 0 is gonna be welded to. And actually, we don't want to do that. We want to use our lower torso. It's gonna seem odd, but it's gonna make sense because the humanoid root part is like when you like weld something to it, like say a tail and stuff, and you jump, it's gonna look odd because like it floats, like floats from your body and just doesn't look as realistic and as good as you want it. So we're gonna do kweld C0, which is like the C frame of part 1, and we're just gonna do, instead of typing all of this and like having a long line, we can just do kweld.part0.cframe colon to object space, and then we're just gonna do kweld.part1.cframe, and then we're going to do kweld.parent is equal to kweld.part0. You always want to parent the weld to part 0. Excuse me. Okay, so if we play this like now, what should happen is, I believe it's just going to be in a straight line. Let's press Q. Yep, in a straight line. It's fine. Yeah. So now what we're going to do is play the animations. So we're going to do local anim control, which is the animation controller inside of the Kagune, is equal to player Kagune with for child anim control. And then the first animation we're going to do local activate lowercase. So we're going to do local activate anim is equal to animation controller load animation. Then we're going to do animations dot, because animations is a folder right here. That's the folder animations. And we're just going to do activate dot activate. I'm going to do activate anim colon play, and then we'll play the animations. And say you want a animation for your player as well. So if you want that, you can use humanoid repart in place of anim control, and it will play the animation on your player. But since like it's a different rig, trying to use Kagune animations on your player is just not gonna work. But yeah. So now, if I had to guess, I believe the thing is that stopped. The function of the animation track is dot stop. Yeah. Sorry about the word cut. Okay. So the function is dot stop, because I want to play the idle animation once it has like stop with the activate animation. So I'm just gonna do idle is equal to anim control load animation animations dot idle. It's just gonna play idle. Okay. So now if we play it, and then we click Q, see it does that. Now I'm gonna do like a little preload, because animations, like, you're gonna need to preload it or it's just not gonna look that good if you don't. So give me 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, so in order to preload things, right, make a local script and replicate it first. We're just gonna call this preloader, and then we're gonna type in local, I believe it's content provider is equal to game get service content, not controller service, content provider. And then I'm gonna make a folder, right? Oh, we can actually we can copy this. We're gonna duplicate the animations folder. I'm gonna paste it here. We're just gonna do local animations is equal to script wait for child animations. And before you like get any confused or anything, Like, don't, like, right now, if you're like just starting out, do not worry about content provider or anything. Like, do not worry about it, like, whatsoever right now. Just know you can preload assets and stuff with it. Okay, so we're just gonna do, I want to do a warn, right? And it's gonna be preloading assets. Then we're gonna do for I, and then I'm just like looking at another script that I made for it. I'm gonna call this content in pairs. And we're gonna do animations get children do preload as a sync. Okay, I'm just gonna do CP preload a sync content, and then after the loop is ran, it's gonna say assets loaded. I'm just gonna close that out. Okay, so now that we have like the short like asset loader, now if we test, this should like look a bit smoother. And I'm gonna use tween server just to like make it look better and stuff as well. So don't worry about that. So you see now, you didn't see it like extend all the way out and then just immediately switch into the idle, right? So now what we're gonna do is wanna do the deactivation, right? And first things first, we have to get the Kagune that's inside of there. So just so we don't have any errors, we're gonna do local player Kagune is equal to character find first child. So the reason why we're using find first child, because find first child, if you use it inside of an if statement like the way I'm about to show you, then it becomes sort of like a conditional statement. So then if it doesn't find that child, then nothing will run, and it will save you from like bugging out and all that other stuff. So we're gonna do Kagune because that's the name of the model. We're gonna do if player Kagune, then, and what we're gonna do is, since we don't want the idle animation to play, right? I'm gonna do for I tracks or track in pairs, and then we want to locate the animation control. So inside the if statement, we're just gonna do that. Then we're gonna do anim control get children do, and then we're just gonna do, oh wait, that's not what we want to do. Get playing animation tracks, and then we're gonna do track colon stop, and then local deactivate anim is equal to anim control load animations dot deactivate. Right here I have an error, so this is why I always say like keep your output and script analysis tabs open, because it tells you when you have an error or not. And I'm just like missing the parenthesis points, and then we can do that, deactivate anim play, and then we're gonna do deactivate anim dot stop. So when the animation has completed, then it's gonna remove the Kagune, you know. And I'm just gonna do player Kagune destroy. And like I said, we're gonna use tween service to like clean it up and look better and stuff. So yeah, when we test this, See, it came out. Then when we press Q again, goes in, comes out, goes in, comes out, and like that jittery movement, we're gonna fix that. And I'm gonna, actually we don't need to remove this track, like the thing right here, so we can just remove that loop all entirely. And if we test this out, we test this out, goes out, enable a cast array. The preloader is now working. Give me 1 second. It wants an array. Okay, my bad. So instead of doing like this whole loop, since we have just animations, we can do CP preloader sync animations :get children. Right? We just do that. So now when we test, we shall see it say preloading assets, and then preloading done or completed, which it did not say. I wonder why it didn't say that. I'm supposed to say that. Oh, misspelled something. Warren, not wheat. Alright guys, sorry about the word cut. There we go. Assets loaded. Then press Q. Bam. Press Q again and it goes in. Okay. It's looking clean. Okay, so now we're gonna make it look cleaner, right? As you know, we gotta use a little bit of that tween service magic. So we're gonna go at the top. Know the gist. Local tween service equals game get service tween service. Okay. And now what we want to do is open up the model, right? Sorry about that word cut. So if we got tween service, right? Then we're gonna go. I said we're gonna go to the model, right? And we're gonna select all the segments. We're gonna make their transparency 1. So now what we're gonna do is run a short loop, pretty much. I'm gonna do for I. Should we do it? An animation plays, yeah. For I. I'm going to use the spawn function so it doesn't yield the script. And we're going to do for I seg, so short for segment in pairs. Then we're going to do player Kagune get children. So we're going to get all the children that's inside of Kagune. And what we're going to do is, since the segments are mesh parts, right? We're going to do if seg is a mesh part and seg.name is not equal to humanoid root part, because we don't want to interact with the humanoid root part. So that just makes sure that we don't. And then and do local goal is equal to goal.transparency is equal to 0. Local info is equal to tween info.new. And let me just check how long the animation is for the activation, because that is same as, so this is 60 FPS, right? That's 9 seconds. Not even that, 1 second. Not even 1 second. That's like, hold on. That's a full 1 second. That's 0.9 seconds. 0.09 seconds, I guess. We're gonna do 0.09. Local tween. We go to tween service :create v, no, not v, seg info go tween play. And do I want like a enum.easing style dot, I want like a bounce. Yeah, I'm gonna see what a bounce looks like. Alright, so when we test it, it should look like cool and stuff. And test. Just wait for this to go down so we can see. I think the thing comes out too fast, so let's do 0.25. That might be super slow, but we'll see. So I'm gonna click Q. Bam. Click Q again. It's invisible. And again. I'm gonna do 0.1. 0.1 seems reasonable. Like that. Bam. And that looks good. The idle animation is playing. Okay. So now we want to copy this and want to do the same for deactivate, but instead of 0 we're going to set it to 1. Let me just tab that over, and then when we test, and okay, then it goes in, comes out, goes in, comes out. Yeah. So guys, if you like this tutorial on how to make a Kagune, then hit that like button, subscribe, share, and let me know what other stuff you want to see. I think I was actually hesitant to record Kagune because like, I don't know, I was just scared of like the amount of pressure. But like after like learning like a few skills from my friend Benere, and like he wanted to learn like something, I was like, you know what? This is a way to like pay him back. So yeah. And I was like, why not just make Kagune? Because then it can help you out too as well. So yeah. Kagune. Thanks for watching.